How many of you at home have a keto bar, a keto meal replacement? How many of you know what ketogenic is? How many of you heard the word? It's funny because Alan North joins me right now, the dad of KetoMed, the guy who started all this and got me all excited about it years ago. I've known that word for probably 40, 45 years,
Right.
since I was working in California in clinical nutrition. A mother came to me and told me that her
Right.
daughter had epilepsy and she was fine as long as she stayed on the keto diet. And we didn't have, hey Siri, tell me about keto diet. I had to go to the library and look up keto means ketogenic.
Right.
So Alan, welcome aboard. You
Thank
studied
you, Jim.
this thoroughly. It's amazing how much study you did. And you wanted to go on it because you want to lose some weight, you
Yeah.
wanted to feel good and so forth. And you were bringing me bars and things like people have at home right now. And man, when I began to read them, I thought,
Yeah.
holy cow, is that really ketogenic?
It's interesting, Doug, because we do go back 30 years, and I remember, you have eaten, you eat, drink, and sleep nutrition, and you have for decades. And I remember, I knew that you understood the ketogenic diet, and I had been researching it decades ago. And I think you and I were both astounded when it became popular. And then we looked at all the products that were out there that were called keto and ketogenic, and we instantaneously realized that, wow, they're called keto, they're called ketogenic, these products are everywhere, but they're not really ketogenic.
A lot of them aren't, Alan, and you have to be what. So I went to the store the other day and looked at a couple ketogenic, purportedly ketogenic, and I'm telling you,
Yeah.
maltodextrin and corn sweeteners and corn fiber. What in the world? That shouldn't be in a pure keto diet.
Ketogenic is not only a scientific definition, but it's a mathematical definition. It's based on percentages, and so when you're on a true ketogenic, it's not just low carb. That's not the definition of ketogenic. I'm on a low carb, no carb diet. That doesn't mean you're keto or ketogenic. It has to be. It's all based on math and ingredients. So the ingredients have to be pure. It can't be coming from carbohydrates and sugar sources like corn byproducts, citric acid, maltodextrin, those types of things. Those are automatically disqualified on a true ketogenic diet. Protein. Too much protein is not ketogenic either. And a lot of these products, they have a lot of protein, and they think that just by making it low carb, that it's automatically ketogenic, and it's not the case. Or just by making it high fat, low carb, doesn't necessarily make it ketogenic either, because not all fats are the same, not all protein is the same. So for example, let's say that you're on a really high fat diet. Let's say you have two identical twins. One's on a ketogenic, they're both on ketogenic diets, they're both on high fat diets, except one is taking in mostly canola oil, whereas the other is taking in healthy fats like MCTs, olive oil, those types of fats. Two different results will happen even though the macronutrients are the same and they're both on high fat diets, meaning that not all keto is the same. Not all keto products are the same. If they've got too much protein or the wrong types of fats, they're not keto. Even the products that say MCTs on them, right. You look at the label more often than not, it's like, where's the MCTs? It says MCTs on it. All I see is coconut oil. Well, I thought coconut oil was MCTs. No, MCTs are in coconut oil. So if a product has coconut oil, they can put on the front of that label, it has MCTs. And it might technically be the case, but in KetoMed's case, it's not coconut oil. It's MCTs that have been extracted from coconut oil. But just like with fats and proteins, not all MCTs are the same. There's 4 different MCTs. There's we were talking about it before the show. There's capric acid, caproic acid, lauric acid, and caprylic acid. Those are 4 different types of MCTs. The caprylic acid, otherwise known as C8, is 90% of the MCT contained within KetoMed. So of the 20 grams of purified MCTs, not just coconut oil, purified MCTs, 90% of those MCT fats are C8, very hard to find in other products, very rare. It's a very expensive extraction process. And so most companies aren't going to go through that type of expense. And then not only that, it's different in terms of not only the amount of protein, but the type of protein. Because if you're on a really clean ketogenic diet, you don't want conventional protein. You don't want protein that might have antibiotics in them or hormones, those types of things, like conventional milk type proteins. These are protein isolates in precise ratios. And not only that, you see a lot of these brands that are called keto brands out there, and they want you to buy everything. They want you to fill up the shopping cart. They want you to buy keto. Everything's called keto. They want you to buy the keto protein, the keto collagen, the keto vitamins. I mean, since when is collagen and protein even called keto? The keto separate MCTs, which are really expensive. And then again, what are those MCTs? And so with KetoMed, it sometimes appears, it might appear to be more expensive, but when you add it all up and you look at how many servings you're getting a full 30 servings, maximum potency in terms of the key ingredients, then a lot of times you'll conclude that when I look at KetoMed and I look at the other products that are called keto, even though they look cheaper, even though they seem less expensive, when I do all the math, KetoMed's actually less expensive.
It is from a purity standpoint. I would agree with you on that because I walked through, I watched you borrow the money, a lot of money to do this. Alan, I didn't know before you came to me, I really didn't know. I saw MCT oil and I thought, okay, that's a good keto.
Right.
I really didn't know about C8 and all of these. I saw what you went through. I saw your expenses. I saw that you wanted a product on the market that was different. There are some good keto products on the market today. It's up to us. The onus is on you and me to really understand. I don't think I've ever heard a better summary of what's in your product than that.
And it's important. The C8 becomes important. It's not just about, I mean, when it comes to nutritional supplements, what company doesn't talk in terms of we have the best quality? It's one thing to say we have the best quality, but I can illustrate why this is the best quality, how it's the best quality. C8 caprylic acid will raise ketone levels 10 times more than coconut oil and 3 times more than even other MCTs. So it's a big difference.
It really is, and thank you for putting your heart into this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's really, that's the way he approaches all of his products. KetoMed.com, go there and look at what he's really created. I mean, it's powerful what you're doing. Thank you very much for the integrity that you exude in every product. KetoMed.com.
That's why people are getting great results.